Ever stand at a crossroads and wonder which path to take? What if every decision in your life was as simple and as powerful as choosing between two roads in a yellow hood? Hi everyone, welcome to Casmic English Academy, the channel where we break down the magic behind your favorite poems and stories. I am Sujal Thapa, and today we are diving into one of the most famous and mysterious poems, Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. We'll explore how simple words create vivid imagery, hide deep symbolism, and pack an emotional punch. Ever wondered why Frost words make you think about your own choices? Stick around because we are about to uncover these secrets. Get comfortable, grab a cup of coffee, and prepare to journey down the path of literary discovery. Let's unlock the hidden layers of decision, regret, and possibility in Road Not Taken. Before diving into the poem, let us understand the summary in brief. The poem uses the simple idea of choosing between two paths as a symbol for making choices in life. Speaker shows that every decision has a lasting impact, even if the choices seemed similar at first. We often face top choices. Sometimes the difference between options may be small. Decisions define our lives, and we can wonder about what might have been. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow hood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. In this stanza, the speaker sees two paths splitting in a forest where the leaves are yellow, suggesting fall. This shows he must choose which way to go. He feels sad because he cannot travel both paths. In life, we often must pick one option, even though both may seem interesting. He stands there for a long time, thinking carefully because he can only be one person and go one way. He examines one of the paths, trying to see as far ahead as possible, hoping to know where it leads. The path curves and disappears among the bushes, showing that future is not always clear. Second stanza, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. So next stanza talks about that the poet chooses the other path which looks just good as the first one. Sometimes different choices can seem equally attractive. He suggests that the path he chose might even seem a tiny bit better, though this could be his way of justifying his choice because it was grassy and wanted wear. So this path looked less used because it was covered in grass. It may mean he preferred a path that was more unusual or new. Later, he admits that both paths were actually quite similar. In other words, the difference between them wasn't as big as he first thought. Third stanza, and both that morning lay equally in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how we lived on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So next stanza talks about on that day, both paths looked equally untouched and inviting. The leaves on the both paths were fresh and not marked by footprints, suggesting neither option had been used much very recently. He says he left the first path for another time, although deep down he isn't sure he will ever actually go back there. He understands that one choice often led to another, making it hard to go back and try a different option later. He almost shortened that he will never return to try the other path. Many decisions in life are final once you take one. So next stanza, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a yellow hood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The final stanza talks about in the future. Poet recalls his choice. He imagines he will do so with a deep, thoughtful sigh, maybe feeling a mix of regret and satisfaction. He is also talking about a time far in the future when he will remember his decision and its impact. He brings back the image of the two paths, reminding us that this moment of choice was an important turning point in his life. He chose the road that not many people had taken. This has often been seen as a way of saying he did things a bit differently or uniquely. So, this choice changed everything in his life. Whether it was for better or worse is not clearly explained. It simply shows how one decision can shape your future. Now, we are going to talk about some of the literary devices that are used in this poem. First one is symbolism. What is symbolism? So, symbolism means using symbols, objects, characters, or settings to represent deeper meaning. Example in this poem, the two road diverge in a yellow hood means the two roads act as symbol for life choices. Thus, as a traveler must choose one path over another, we all face moments in life when we must take a decision. So number two literary device is imagery. Imagery means creating vivid picture in the reader's mind through descriptive language that appeals to the senses. So example in the poem Yellow Hood. So this paints a picture of an autumn forest, allowing reader to feel the season and see the bright changing leaves. Next one, in leaves no steps had trodden black. This is also an example of imagery. Now, this means this image of fresh untrodden leaves helps you to envision a path that is unspoiled and new, emphasizing the freshness of both options at the moment of choice. Next one is extended metaphor. What is extended metaphor? A comparison between two unlike things that continues throughout a work. Example in the poem, the entire poem is an extended metaphor where the road represents different directions or choices in life. The act of choosing a road mirrors the act of making decision in our lives. Each choice leads to a different future with its own set of possibilities and challenges. So next literary device is irony. Irony means a contrast between what is expected or what actually occurs, often highlighting a twist in a meaning. Example in the poem, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. So these are the examples of irony in this poem. It means the speaker initially suggests that one road is less traveled or better, only to later note that both roads were actually worn about the same. This twist creates ironic tension between how we justify our choices and the reality of those choices. Next, so enjambment means the continuation of a sentence or thought from one line of poetry to the next without pause or break. Example in the poem, and look down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. This is an example of the literary device enjambment. The thought carries over one line smoothly, mimicking the natural flow of thought and reflecting how our decision often lead us to unknown and continuous outcome. Next literary device is alliteration. What is alliteration? The repetition of initial consonant sound in closely placed words to create a musical or rhythmic effect. Example in the poem, wanted where because it was grassy and wanted where. This means the repetition of W sound adds a subtle musical quality and draws attention to the description of the path. Next literary device is rhyme scheme and meter. So what is rhyme scheme and meter? The pattern of rhymes at the end of a line and the structure rhythm meter in a poem. So example in the poem, the frost uses a constant rhythm scheme A B A A B in each stanza that creates a steady, almost musical flow. This regular pattern gives the poem a balanced feel, echoing the idea that our choices, while unpredictable, follow a certain natural rhythm in life. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.